current research indicates that 95% of people believe that they are self-aware, while in reality, less than 15% actually are. Think about that for a second. 8 or 9 people out of 10 are far less self-aware than they have deluded themselves into believing. This means that mathematically, the odds that even you or I are in that top 10% are not in our favor.
And if you don't know, now you know.
I theorize that much of history has been written by the people who were able to step into some sense of self-awareness. The heroes of old, the great philosophers, artists, writers, and leaders whose works and effort have altered the very fabric of reality and society, the 10% who we write songs about.
Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, whoa. Toss a coin to your witcher, a friend of humanity. Thank you.
While the nameless masses live and die as not more than cogs in the machine of confirmation bias. Is it not a tragedy that most people's lives are little more than echoes bouncing off the walls of an echo chamber that they never escape from? If that does not paint a clear picture of what the Matrix really is, I don't know what does. Of course, that's a very macro, zoomed out perspective, but this dynamic is working behind the scenes at all times, pulling on the strings of influence over our minds. Naturally, many people seem to default to the physical and material world for answers and the keys to their escape, buying into ideas like, maybe if you look like this, or if you drive a Bugatti, then you will be free, then you will be important, and then you will be powerful, and then you will love yourself, and then your life will finally make sense. But isn't that just another matrix within the matrix? Are you not just freeing yourself from one master only to become a slave to another? For example, if one person is a slave to gluttony and another is a slave to their pride and need for validation, are either of them free? Are they not both still slaves? Are they not both serving and sacrificing to masters and idols in the spirit world, even though they may manifest differently in the physical world? Just because something is more socially acceptable or touted as success in society, that does not mean that it is not another form of slavery. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, maybe even too much, but it's just so wild to me to look around at a crowd of people and think to myself that 85% of these people are not self-aware, even though they think they are. That they may look like human beings, but are actually closer to artificial intelligence running on programming coded by someone else, and typically running on a system of fear and pain avoidance. Basically, most people are just skin sacks with very little self-awareness and an abundance of confirmation bias. This is why accountability does not sell, but pandering does. People are hell-bent on trying to reject and control, alt, delete anything and everything that does not fit inside of their programming. And the thing that really gets me is that when we wake up from one dream, we are usually just in another that we must also wake up from. We jump from slave ship to slave ship, searching for a master who will give us the most perceived power and the least perceived pain to bend our knee to. And for some, even the idea of believing that they are in that 10% is their prison. Like for those who call themselves chosen one.
The chosen one is a very spiritual person. There is no darkness in them. There is no evil in them.
If you're a chosen one, you will relate to this message, and if you don't relate to this message, then you're probably not a chosen one. So let's get it. If you were a chosen one, you'll be very attractive to a whole lot of people, but a lot of people's not going to let you know about it. They're going to kind of hide it. And at the same time, the reason why they hide it is because you scare them at the same damn time, and they're intimidated.
A lot of you were always chosen, but maybe you just recently woke up and you didn't know that you were chosen.
Man, if you a true chosen one, only true chosen one go through this. Only true chosen ones go through this, man.
All right, chosen ones. While you're alone, have hardly any friends.
Spiritual narcissism is also a very real thing. The truth is, most of us are living as servants and slaves to masters unseen, whether we are conscious of it or not.